know what people's problem is. Two adults being in love. I don't know why that would rub people the wrong way. It's kind of weird. Love is love at the end of the day.
It looks like Draya Michele and Jalen Green got way more problems than just that wild age gap, because the last few days have been packed with straight up chaos. Their unconventional love story that was supposed to be working? Yeah, it ain't looking so good anymore. Word on the street is that Draya's caught up in rumors that sound way too close to those shady allegations people linked to Diddy. And it's getting ugly fast. On top of that, whispers are flying that the daughter Draya shares with Jalen might not even be his. And to make things worse, folks are saying Draya straight up swung on Jalen in public, right there on a Hollywood street. So the big question is, are they headed straight for a breakup, or is this just another messy lover's spat? This situation is wild because you don't often see a younger man with a much older woman. And when it came out that Draya, now 40, was dating 23-year-old Jalen Green, the internet lost its mind. It got even messier when fans realized Draya's first son, Nico Howard, is the same age as Jalen. To make it even more awkward, Draya's been spotted dragging Nico along to Jalen's games, and people swear the kid looks embarrassed out of his mind, like he doesn't even want to be there. A 17-year gap already raises eyebrows, but knowing she could literally be old enough to be Jalen's mom, that had everybody calling it straight up diabolical, and that's just scratching the surface because let's not forget the cheating rumors. Talk started last year that Draya was stepping out on Jalen, and it shook fans who only knew her from her Basketball Wives LA days. Back then, she was already making headlines with drama alongside her co-star Laura Govan, and now history might just be repeating itself. Now follow this messy trail. Laura Govan used to be with former NBA star Gilbert Arenas, right? But here's where it flips. Nick Young, while doing a Vlad TV interview back in 2022, dropped a wild story about himself, Draya Michele, and Gilbert. Nick said when he was just a rookie, Gilbert used to clown him by making him drive around as his personal chauffeur, hat and all, taking him to clubs whenever he felt like it. Nick claimed one night he drove Gilbert to the club, and that's when Draya and another woman hopped into the car. According to Nick, Gilbert and Draya allegedly got real intimate in the back seat while he was stuck driving up front. Now, let's be real. NBA ballers like Gilbert aren't new to this freaky lifestyle, so maybe that ain't shocking. But Nick telling the story on air made it sound wild, and the internet ate it up. Then things went completely off the rails when Laura Govan herself spoke on Reality with the King. The host asked her straight up about Nick's claims, and she didn't hold back. Laura admitted Nick was telling the truth and said what he told Vlad TV was real. She even claimed Draya was Gilbert's side chick, his jump off, and that it happened more than once. But wait, she didn't stop there? Laura dropped a bombshell saying she once found documents in the house she shared with Gilbert that hinted he was actually paying Draya. Laura claimed Gilbert Arenas actually paid Draya $25,000 to bring her out to LA, and that revelation made fans and haters lose their minds. Draya got dragged all over the internet with people tearing into her reputation from every angle. With her name on the line, Draya finally clapped back, swearing she was innocent. Or was she? In a now-deleted string of Instagram stories, Draya wrote, "I'm not the type to clear things up, but enough is enough. I've been cyberbullied and podcast bullied for almost 12 months straight by men and women. I've stayed quiet. I didn't mess with anybody's husband. Let's be clear, no one was married. Let's also be clear that the interactions I had with him were years before I was on the show." But still, people couldn't shake the backseat story. In her defense, Draya explained that she didn't clap back online because she wasn't always proud of her past. "I don't come to social media and bash people. I didn't always have the conscience that I have today," she admitted. For a minute, the public leaned toward believing her side of things. That didn't last long, though, because when Arenas was asked about the whole situation, he didn't exactly deny it. He admitted something went down but refused to confirm details, keeping it just messy enough for fans to speculate. And here's where the controversy got even wilder. People started comparing her situation with Arenas to her current relationship with Jalen Green. Critics pointed out how Draya's oldest son is literally the same age as Jalen, and it made her new romance look unsettling. The moment the news broke that she was dating him, people went ballistic, calling her a cougar and accusing her of grooming. But when Draya was asked about it, she made it crystal clear she didn't care, and her exact words said it all. "We see older men with younger women all the time. It's almost normal at this point. But when it's flipped, when a woman's dating someone the same age as her own son, that hits way different, and people can't stop calling Draya out for it." The wildest part is she didn't care one bit, parading Jalen around and even dragging him to games with her son like they were supposed to be boys. And then came the bombshell. Draya turned Jalen into a baby daddy. She gave birth to their daughter named Light Green in May 2024. Yes, you heard that right. Light Green. Social media went crazy over the name alone, clowning the whole situation. But here's the twist. Draya wasn't the first to give Jalen a child. Just 3 months before Light was born, a California student named Maya Lacopo welcomed Jalen's first baby, Mora, on February 12th, 2024. Maya's the same age as Jalen, and unlike Draya, she kept it low-key. Until it came out, he was splitting his child support between both women. Allegedly, Draya was furious when she found out because she thought having his baby locked things down. Instead, people laughed at her, saying she tried to play the game but got played herself. To make it worse, more accusations popped up that Jalen might have gotten yet another woman pregnant while still with Draya, turning her love life into a circus. Fans started saying Draya embarrassed not just herself, but also her son Nico. Word in the streets is Nico's now estranged from her, embarrassed that his mom is tied up with a man his own age. People even joked that Nico and Jalen probably grew up watching the same cartoons, yet Jalen is now fathering his baby sister. Talk about messy. Draya must have looked at Jalen like, "I don't care if you're my baby daddy, you're still the same age as my son, and I'll talk to you however I want if you cross me." And clearly, things boiled over because just a few days ago, they got into a serious fight. Not just yelling, but a full-on blow-up where they had to be pulled apart before it got physical. Witnesses say Draya nearly put her hands on Jalen, and it all went down while the two were in New York for Fashion Week. Right there in the streets, it turned into chaos, and fans started comparing them to the next Blueface and Chrisean, loud, messy, and toxic. Allegedly, Draya had a little too much to drink at the after-party, and that's when she snapped. She reportedly blurted out that she was stepping out on Jalen, just like he did to her while she was pregnant. Even crazier, she allegedly hinted their daughter Light might not even be his. Now, that's just what people are saying in the streets, but others claim she only said it because Jalen had been staring at another woman too long and she wanted to hit him where it hurt. Either way, the situation spiraled. Jalen clapped back, voices got loud, and rumors of their explosive fallout spread like wildfire across social media. But instead of staying quiet, Draya quickly jumped online, posting a video and a picture showing them hugged up like nothing happened. Fans weren't buying it though, because the streets had just seen them nearly rip into each other, and the fake "we're fine" act only made people drag Draya even harder. A lot of people are clowning their relationship, saying Draya and Jalen's dynamic feels more like mother and son than lovers. Others drag her even harder, accusing her of chasing NBA money. The whispers online are brutal. Claims that Draya's been passed around the league, that she's a gold digger, and that she only had a baby to trap Jalen. And here's why that theory stuck. Jalen recently locked in a massive $106 million renewal contract, and fans swear Draya's trying to secure a piece of that bag. But before anyone writes it off, remember, Draya's been in this game for a long time. She knows how the industry works, and people believe she knows exactly how to run it up on a young baller like Jalen. Now, NBA players are usually super private, so for things to spill out in public like their blow-up in New York, something real must have gone down. And one possibility people keep circling back to is their daughter. Jalen has openly said his daughter pushes him to fight harder on the court, so imagine the chaos if rumors that she might not be his turn out true. Whether it's facts or just gossip, only time will tell, but the mess doesn't stop there. The wildest story yet came from Hitmaka, who dropped a shocking claim involving Draya and none other than Diddy. And with Diddy's name being toxic in the industry right now, that's the last connection anyone wants. According to Hitmaka, the last time he saw Draya, she was with Diddy, and he swore she was giving it to him under the blanket, right there in front of him.
So yeah, like last time I seen Draya, when we was talking about that shit, she was with Puff, and I feel like she was giving a nigga a hand. This Puff was trying to have a meeting with me or whatever, and like we there, and like Cassie's in the house or whatever, and like Draya's there or whatever, and like Draya's sitting next to him.
Yeah, the threesome.
And the nigga's trying to have a meeting with me, and like I think that like Draya like giving him a hand job or something under the cut blanket.
What?
I'm like, bro, I don't want to talk too much. I went back downstairs.
Hitmaka even claimed Cassie was in the house when all this went down. He said he was there for a business meeting and saw it with his own eyes. Draya never confirmed or denied the rumor, but she's admitted before that she did some things in her past she's not proud of. Now though, it looks like everything's catching up with her. Her son Nico barely speaks to her, and Jalen might not be sticking around much longer either. From public fights to DNA drama and street rumors, the internet is watching their entire relationship crumble in real time. At this point, Jalen Green's world is flipped upside down, and Draya's secrets are out for everyone to see. The only question left, will Jalen finally cut ties, or will Draya find a way to pull him back in? Because this story is far from over, and the mess is only getting louder. Make sure to like, subscribe, share, and drop your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.